refuse to listen to music that numbs me. I refuse to hang around lazy or out of shape people. I refuse to eat junk food. I refuse to be around people who gossip. I refuse to look weak in front of my wife and kids. I refuse to show weaknesses to my enemies. I refuse to die without making the world a better place than it was when I entered it. I refuse to not repay my mother and my father with more than they ever gave me. I refuse to become less than my best version. I refuse to look back and say, what if? I am in control of my life. That is why every day I adjust my environment and my family's environment. I don't operate based on emotions. I have non-negotiable daily actions and I complete them. But I can only do that if my environment isn't stronger than my willpower. I do not tolerate people who may slow me down around me for long periods of time. I can spot lazy and disorganized people quickly. I've realized that when I was younger and hanging around the wrong crowd, it wasn't because I was weak. It was because I was surrounded by weaknesses. Environment shapes identity. If you don't become aware of the weaknesses around you, you will stay stuck and never reach your full potential. The moment you remove yourself from that group, that city, or those routines, you will see a drastic change in productivity and growth, but only if you're willing to admit that you need to change. I had to realize that I needed to do this for myself, not to try to save anyone else. I had to learn the hard way that you can't save someone who doesn't want to be saved. You also have to understand that once you do this, you may feel lonely, bored, criticized, or disconnected. I still feel like that at times, but I refuse to stay in the wrong environment just to avoid those feelings. I'd rather feel alone than to be surrounded by people who prevent me from becoming my best self. I don't think I'm better than others. I just want to be better than I was yesterday, and that requires daily improvement, something that becomes almost impossible in the wrong environment. When I'm alone and in silence, my mind becomes clear. I generate ideas. I listen to my body. When I'm around strong competitive men, I develop better habits because as humans, we naturally imitate those around us. If I don't keep junk food in my house, I have far fewer temptations during the day or before bed. When I stay at home with my family instead of being in a club, 99% of the times I feel more at peace. When I intentionally design my environment, my growth accelerates. I do not negotiate with bad environments. If I see that something will negatively affect my future, I leave. I design my surroundings on purpose. I choose to move before I'm forced to. Just because things look good and things are great doesn't mean I stop improving, because if you're not growing, you're dying. Let's be better than yesterday together, not perfect, just better.